And that's really one of the most important questions. And one of the pieces of information I got is, obviously there's something that they themselves would like to retrieve, is what I'm getting is to retrieve. And if like you say, they can clear the area out, and then the first ones to retrieve it, then it's another one of those things where the public or humanity wouldn't be privy to it, because it would only be privy to those who think that they're the only ones that should have this ancient knowledge or artifacts or whatever it is that they're actually looking for. So it's pretty interesting.
And one of the things that I look at too are who is that runs Halliburton, who is it that runs Exxon, who is it runs BP, who's in control, and what kind of reputation are they and have they been manifesting? The agendas that they've put forth have been deceit, cover-up, corruption, nefarious, and these have been resulted in murdering of people, taking the lives of people for their own cause and their own agenda, and these are hooked at the hips with this effort that's out there in the Gulf. The fact that they didn't bring in foreign countries that had a lot more expertise of doing things in the ocean, and in particular, who I'm thinking about is Holland. Who knows? Maybe those people were in cahoots with the people that did the work there, and they said, well, let us make an offer. See, we have to look at this possibility too. You hear that and you say, well, he refused the offer. It might have been a public display with the intentions of a refusal in order to invoke some kind of emotional response out of the people.
Right.
Making us upset at the government that they didn't take the help, that they could have fixed it and didn't. Well, I'm not convinced that America doesn't have the technology to make this stop or get fixed.
Oh, absolutely. And the other thing is, like, if you want to get rid of a president in office, why don't you make him ineffectual during a major incident, and then, that's the end of him.
Well,
the people will rally for better leadership, so-called better leaders, and then they'll get exactly what they deserve if they do that. No, it's
sad. It's sad. That's so sad.
Yeah.
But, this conversation is good because it makes people stop to think of on their own self. Gosh, is this what I'm doing? Is this how I'm reacting? Am I not thinking clearly enough?
Yeah.
This is good.
The problem we have is that when we get into these fights with them, it brings it back down, and what happens is where the rubber meets the road with people is that they get into a struggle to become organic people of the planet that have what you could call inalienable rights that are with every human. And those have tried to opt us into options or opt us into agreeing with them in a false way to become straw men in a world that's fake, in a world that isn't ours, the world that is theirs, but their world is fake to us. It's a lower dimension. It's a different venue than we're supposed to. If you want to look at it this way, we were on a course, and all of a sudden these entities show up that were on a course too, but they're, so to speak, behind us. They're lower than us. I hate to say it that way. I'm not trying to degrade any creature in the universe, but they're pulling us down. And that's what's in control and has managed to get in control of the planet's geopolitical process and all the corporate world right now. And so what we're engaged in, and you'll see lots and lots and lots of people out there, they begin to get involved in this process of removing themselves from the system, and they they opt out of their Social Security, and they opt out of their driver's license, and then the law enforcement people have no clue what they're doing and have a huge educational process in place when they engage with these organic creatures, and what they're playing is the enforcement roles for a fake system of the straw man. And we're trying to, and now we're told that the lion doesn't have courage, and the Tin Man doesn't have a heart, and we're supposed to follow the yellow brick road, that's gold, to talk to the wizard. He's got all the answers,
But then when you pull back the curtain, you see
it's
what's
over.
happening.
Yeah.
It's over.
And,
and you just click your heels and go home to Kansas.
Every pun intended.
Or there may be no place like home, but there's no place like home. So you can't. But at any rate, what's there are a lot of aspects to this situation. We actually are at the end of the show, believe it or not. And I want to thank both of you very much. This is Carrie Cassidy, Project Camelot. We're assuming that we have some recording of this, even though we went off the air a while ago. And because we were so fascinating that the powers that be decided to knock us off the air. So there you go.
And by the way, Carrie, I'm encouraging everybody to stay with us, because the next 2 hours is going to be our International Freedom Music Festival for this year, and I think they're going to really enjoy it.
Cool.
Oh,
okay, very
awesome.
nice. Well, let me give you each a chance. This is ProjectCamelot.org. Rebecca, say your site and URL, and Waterman, do the same, and when your radio shows are.
This is Rebecca Jernigan. You can find me at journeyswithrebecca.com, and I'm live on Tuesdays and Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Central Time. I hope you'll tune in, because I have people such as Carrie and Dr. Waterman on my show as well.
And this is John Waterman, and I have a show right here on ArgusoogRadio. It comes up right after Carrie's here on Friday, called The Waterman Files. It's 4 p.m. Eastern, and I have one called Simply Your Health at 4 p.m., same time, on Thursdays. And last week I had Sea Salt, guest speaker on Sea Salt, and a fellow that talked about our cell phones, that has for 23 years published something called Microwave News. Very interesting guests we have on our program, and it's been a pleasure, Carrie, to be on your program again.
All right.
Same
well, thank
here.
you both, and thanks everyone for listening. Even after the fact here, I think this is a show not to be missed, and let's look forward to a better future and to seeing through the lies. And on that note, I'll see you all later, and thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.